In our last episode, our three investigators were on the path to recovering their memories to the events leading up to their car accident. Asking around, they discovered they were filmmakers, making a documentary on an abandoned house outside of town that the locals considered haunted. On top of that, there was supposed to be a fourth member of their team, a woman called Lynn Cartwright. After a nightmare, Ben woke up screaming and finding a white, spider-like creature crawling out of his mouth. Ben had managed to capture the creature under a glass before alerting the others what had just happened. They stared at it for a while before John broke the silence.
So, you woke us up just to show us something that came out of your mouth?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I did, but it's more than that. I think it's something to do with Lynn. Something's happened to her. I can't remember what it is, but I know it's bad, and I think it's got something to do with this bug.
Right, but who is this Lynn anyway?
She's our producer. She's basically our boss. I went into her room and found a bunch of paperwork on what we were filming. The last thing we were supposed to film was...
The old Cooper house? Yeah, we did interviews all day. My laptop's full of videos. This place sounds weird. It gives people the creeps.
Did we film the house then? If we've got footage of what we filmed, we might be able to...
That's just it. We didn't. Last night we wound up in a ditch and forgot everything. And Lynn wasn't with us.
No, Ben's right. What if we did go to the house? But we had to leave in such a hurry, we crashed the van and lost our memories from it.
We might even find something there. Hell, maybe Lynn's still there.
This is bullshit. It's just a house in the woods.
Then that's where we need to go. First thing this morning. You grab what you can, we're going to search a haunted house.
With the van at the garage, the group travelled on foot. It was an overcast morning, so the sun was barely peeking through cloud cover when they set off. Asking for directions from a few early risers, the group found themselves walking down dirt trails and along roadsides out of town. There were so few paths, and even fewer signs to hint that they were even going the right way. It was almost as if the town itself was trying to hide this infamous building, pretending it never existed. Breaking through the tree line, the group found the house. It was old. The wooden walls had splintered and warped over time, and its windows were so opaque with green mould, it made it impossible to see inside.
Wait, I know this place.
Oh yeah, you said we interviewed people about it, remember?
No. I mean, we've been here before. I remember we parked the car over there. We had all our filming gear. We were talking about taking it into the house. You remember carrying all the stuff, don't you, Ben? Ben? Ben, what's wrong?
I saw movement. There's someone behind that window that was watching us.
Oh, don't be a dick. The windows have more mold than the glass. You can't see anything.
The lock on the front door had rusted away, so it was easy to just walk into the building. Daylight was somehow struggling to enter this place, so they were forced to tread very carefully. As they went, Ben heard a thump coming from upstairs. It was faint, and it seemed that only he had heard it. So while John and Darren checked the other rooms, Ben dared himself to climb the stairs, determined to find out if what he saw was real. Checking each room one by one, the pair came across an audio recorder, its screen still flashing away. Grabbing it, they rewound the recording, hit play, and listened.
And it was in this house where war veteran and local farmer Andy Cooper was spotted by locals burying his wife Edna and 15-year-old son Thomas in the front garden. After a search of the house, official reports described sightings of blood splashed across the walls and windows. When interrogating Cooper, all he said was, "They're inside them, and now they're everywhere." This was back in 1965, and although it's been nearly 60 years later, this horror story still lives on in the local community, and the house has been abandoned ever since. But the mystery has never been solved. What sent Cooper to commit these crimes? And what did he mean by, "they're inside them"? Had he gone insane? Or perhaps he was possessed by an evil alien with a lust for blood?
Can't stop having aliens, Darren. Just stick to the script.
Creative freedom, Lynn. The viewers want alien possession. It's a classic.
Just cut that pot out, John, okay? Let's move over to the next scene. Wait, where's Ben?
You found a basement. You said something about checking for soundproofing?
Ooh, We have to film this bit in the spooky basement. Maybe that's where he killed his family.
Then the audio cut off.
That was Lynn's voice. Did you hear that? We were doing a story about some guy who went mad and killed his family.
Yeah, I heard. This place has a spooky basement. Let's go there.
The old floorboard creaked with every step Ben took as he climbed the stairs. The further he got, the more he thought he could hear movement from somewhere nearby. Could it be Lynn, the person they were looking for all this time? Pushing open a door, he found himself gazing upon an old man standing in the room, filthy and panting with deep, rasping breath.
Sorry, I thought you were someone else?
Well, I'm not. So just leave.
Wait, are you living here? Oh, we were filming in this house yesterday. We're looking for someone. Her name's Lynn.
You need to get out of here. It's not safe.
What? Why?
They're inside me. I always hear them scuttling around in my head, and they won't stop. They never stop.
Stepping down the stone stairs, Darren and John discovered a large basement. It was largely empty, except for a series of light stands and other filming equipment that seemed to have just been abandoned.
Aha! I knew it. Spooky basement.
This is our stuff. Why did we leave it here, though? Why would we...
Whoa, are you alright?
I think it's just dust. Something keeps scratching my throat. Anyway, look around and see if there's anything we're missing.
There was no sign of a camera or any other recording equipment in this room. Wandering around, Darren thought he heard something from behind one of the walls. Pressing his hand against the surface, he felt a strange coldness emanating from the stonework, like a faint breeze.
Wait a minute. John, give me a hand with this wall.
Huh? Why?
Because I think there's something behind it, like some kind of secret door.
With their collective efforts, the wall pivoted to one side, revealing a very long and very damp tunnel.
Okay, now this is definitely weird. We need to get Ben and call the police or something.
No, wait, look! Over there!
Darren pointed deeper into the tunnel. It was pitch black, but he could just make out a very faint light coming from somewhere in the dark. A tiny red light of a camcorder, and it was just lying on the ground. Darren dared himself to step into the dark tunnel towards the light, with a terrified John trailing behind. The camera was scratched like it had been dropped, but it was still in working condition. Desperate for answers, they checked the camera's memory and began to play the last video recorded.
It's probably rats or something, Ben. Old houses always have rats in the walls.
No, I definitely thought... Oh my god, guys, look at this!
Oh, nice! A secret doorway in a haunted house. Keep filming, John. I'm going in.
The video showed the group walking into the tunnel, filming the murky walls and any detritus lying around, until they heard the wall begin to slide shut behind them.
Hey, who the hell shut the door? Guys, this isn't funny. Open the door right now.
It's not us. It just shut itself.
John, you better still be filming this. Maybe shake the camera a bit like you're terrified.
Oh, shut up, Darren.
There's something in here. Oh god, what the hell is that thing?
The video played on, and for a moment it appeared completely black, until something began to emerge from the darkness. Something huge and insectoid, its bulbous body lifting itself off the ground by countless spindly legs. Before the others could even utter a scream, one of those arachnid-like legs shot forward, piercing through Lynn's torso with a sickening crunch, before dragging her into the darkness. The ginormous monstrosity had no visible mouth, but the words it made were so clear and unmistakable. Darren and John found themselves unable to turn away from the video as they watched the creature slam its appendages into the group one by one. But rather than impaling them, hundreds of tiny white orbs trickled into their flesh, each orb looking like the tiny milky white eggs of a spider. Darren stopped the video, trembling from what he'd just seen.
No, that can't be real. That's just some fucked up CGI bullshit or something, right? That spider thing Ben caught, he's just in on the joke too, right? Right? John, for fuck's sake, talk to me.
There's something over there.
Staring into the darkness, the two could make out the looming shape of that abhorrent monstrosity from the video, but this time towering before them.
They won't stop. They won't leave me alone. Why does it hurt so much?
Do you need help? I can call an ambulance.
The man let out a horrific scream, and Ben thought he could hear a tearing sound coming from somewhere. And before he could do anything to help, he watched in absolute horror as the old man's body tore itself apart, its flesh ripping like paper. And instead of blood, thousands and thousands of tiny white spiders poured out. And that was the first time in any of my Call of Cthulhu games that every player character went insane all at once.